And we welcome you back here to our post-game show. Joining us first is none other than Kaylee Garcia. I hope I'm getting that right there. Kaylee Garcia. I apologize. Keilei, you had a phenomenal weekend, of course. Another big day today. As I try to look here on my stat sheet a little bit, you had 2 at-bats today, 1 hit, 3 RBI. It was a big one. So tell us a little bit about what went in today's victory against St. Ed's.
It was a team effort, but, you just got to get in the box. And I've been struggling a little bit, but this weekend I've really come clutch and just thinking, just hit, no pressure, nothing, just clear mind and see my pitch and just drive it.
Of course, you've been really fun to watch out there at batting. Of course, a big position, we've been talking about so much is the catcher position. Of course, you took over for the veteran Tegan Kirk, now a graduate with you. But you've done a fantastic job so far fielding out there. Tell us a little bit about, what you saw out there this weekend here against, both St. Ed's and St. Mary's.
Both were really good teams. We came to play. We were ready this weekend. So I think we played some good competition, and we came for it this weekend.
So I was going to ask you, of course, coming from California down to Texas, a little bit of different ball type, but, boy, you've really adjusted really well to what you've seen here in the Lone Star Conference.
So much different than back home. The pitches are different. From going to high school and to college and trying to adjust to the different pitchers and different pitches, it's so much more faster and at a faster pace. So trying to get used to it.
Well, understandable, Keilei. Of course, y'all got a big one coming up here after the spring break weekend as y'all head on out down to South Texas to take on A&M Kingsville and International. Anything you're kind of looking forward to out there in those meetings?
Just to go out there and win, keep our streak going, go out there and hit good.
Awesome, excellent. All right. Well, Keilei, we wish you the best of luck and a big congratulations here on a successful weekend. No problem. We'll take a short break and be right back. Okay. And we welcome you back here. We now have our winning pitcher joining us, Meagan Hill from out of my neck of the woods, out from Central Texas, out of Salado. Meagan, a big congratulations. If you could turn. There we go. Just had to get that one turned up a little bit there for you. So, Meagan, of course, fantastic job today. Went the full 7 innings, gave up only 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and, of course, at the very end, 2 back-to-back strikeouts. Take us a little bit about what went into today's victory here.
Well, we just hit. We hit really well. Very impressed with our hitting. If you can't score runs, you can't win, even if you don't give up any runs. So having our hitting the way it was today, that made a big difference. And then in the circle, just hitting spots, just throwing the pitches, trying to get outs.
I saw one play a little bit, was kind of confused on it. You had that one, tried to give it back to second. Sadly, that one kind of got a little way. Was there something you might have saw that was a little different out there from us?
There was just a little bit of confusion on the field. We'll get it ironed out and taken care of. Every once in a while you have an error, and what can you do? But try and be better next time. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely does happen. Of course, still a fantastic outing for you today. Was able to go all 7 innings. Of course, next up, y'all have the road trip coming up. We talked about that with Garcia a little bit. So y'all be taking on familiar foe, Texas A&M International, and then, of course, the Lone Star Conference reigning champ, Texas A&M Kingsville. Anything you're looking forward to coming into that matchup?
We're excited to play. We're excited to play some good teams. We've had a lot of good competition, but excited to take on Kingsville, see what they have, and also International. We've already played them once this year, but you can't take them lightly either. So we've got a good weekend coming up, and hopefully it turns out well.
Excellent. Well, Meagan, fantastic job today, a fantastic weekend. We hope y'all get plenty of rest and get ready for that road trip. So thank you for joining us, Meagan. No problem. Take another short break. Be right back. And we are back here again now. Joining us is none other than Rambelle softball head coach Travis Scott. Coach, kind of a drastic weather change from what we've had the last 2 days, but still 2 big victories here against another solid Lone Star Conference opponent. Take us a little.
Well, you never know this time of year what kind of weather you're going to get, but last year the fans will remember it was horrible. Every home game we had was just terrible weather. So, it was a little bit cooler today and had to deal with some rain, but in the long scheme of things in early March, this wasn't bad at all, and we enjoy rain in San Angelo. And the good thing about this artificial turf is it can rain all it wants, and as soon as it quits, we're good. So I was proud of the way our players handled it. I thought both teams dealt with the rain really well. The pitchers were, they weren't complaining a lot about it. We did a good job taking Kirk, keeping the balls dry over there and getting them in and out. So, a huge doubleheader sweep today. To go 5-0 this weekend and get 4 Lone Star Conference wins, I think that puts us now at 5-3 in the conference standings. And And we needed that after last weekend going 1-3. So it was a big weekend for us. Great to come out here and play in front of our home crowd in a very good way.
Yeah, absolutely right, Coach. Still a lot of energy out there, even with the weather. So a fantastic outing by your squad, Coach. One thing you talked about, we talked a little bit about yesterday, was you're trying to hope to see more of that offense efficiency. We really got to see that, especially today. Y'all got a big mercy rule victory earlier on, and then 10 hits in this last game, Coach.
Well, we're having really good at-bats right now against some pitchers that, they're not bad. And those kids are pretty good pitchers, and we're just really zoned in right now and proud of kind of got into a little bit of a set lineup right now. The other kids that aren't getting to start right now, they're still working hard in the cages and they're still ready. Avery Ziegler's a prime example. She hasn't done anything wrong. It's just that, Ashlyn Box is swinging it pretty good, and we want to give her a chance. And in order to keep Madison Fernandez and Jade Strother in the lineup, somebody's got to come out, and it's not going to be Malaya Burns right now because she's swinging it extremely well. And, of course, Courtney Barnhill's not coming out. So, therefore, somebody's got to get left out. Unfortunately, this weekend it was Avery, and Avery had a huge weekend last weekend for us. So we're just kind of in that with a couple of players where, they may be a little bit disappointed they're not getting to play, but at the same time they're still working hard and they're going to be ready when their number is called.
Yeah, absolutely right, Coach. I guess kind of a better problem to have is everybody's kind of on fire than nobody's not really getting going.
Yeah, much better standing in that third base coaching box, actually having base runners on to give signs to and watching us hit a lot of line drives. And, man, we hit a lot of balls hard this weekend. Hit a couple of home runs, but just hit a lot of line drives, and that's one thing that we haven't been doing very well. And that was a lot of fun. I mean, as a coach, you go through ups and downs as well, just like your team does, and that was a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely right, Coach. Of course.
I'll be watching it later on Ram TV.
Oh, that would be great.
On demand.
On demand. That's right. Yeah, we have it on demand now.
So yes. Till 2:30 Friday night watching on demand Ram TV.
So we're having
it's Genesis Armendariz.
Genesis. I always, I always say that. I do it the Spanish way with Yanis, and it needs to be Genesis. I always think of the.
Her mom may say that, but.
So I always think I have to remember the old Nintendo Sega battle there, the Genesis system. That's what I have to think of when she's
no
playing.
Idea what you're talking about.
That's all right. That's all right, Coach. It's no biggie. But of course, so we got
Atari. Now, if you want to start talking Atari.
Now I'll probably have to have that come to mind then, there, Coach,
stick?
for you with the old joystick.
Yeah, joystick.
So of course the last thing, first time really a true South visit down to South Texas. Usually we had A&M Kingsville, but now we'll have A&M International as well. That coming up here on that road trip. Y'all played International, and of course Kingsville last year, Lone Star Conference champs. Talk us a little bit about what's going to go into those two matches.
Well, we're used to playing in International. We go down there every year and play them anyway in a non-conference doubleheader, but it's two good teams. Kingsville in particular is a team that was great last year, national runner-up, but they've been struggling a little bit. They've got St. Ed's beat them last weekend, St. Mary's beat them last weekend. They've been scuffling a little bit, so hopefully they don't get hot at the right time. They're going to be tough to beat at home, but at the same time we had success against them. They're national runner-up last year, and we beat them 2 out of 3. So it's a team that we're obviously extremely familiar with both teams. They're familiar with us. It's just going to be a matter for us of going on the road, getting off that bus, and getting a good night's rest and playing. And that's something we did not do well last weekend. And it's another long bus trip, but we'll be on a charter bus this time, so that'll help. A little rough, not as quite a rough ride, and I think that'll help us a lot. And there's no excuses. We got to show up and play well. And if we'll go out and do what we did this weekend with not playing defense, and I got to talk about, we had a lot of conversations as a coaching staff, and me not sleeping very well, trying to figure out what to do with my infield because we were struggling at the shortstop position. And Coach K honestly talked me into giving Ashlyn Lerma a chance at shortstop, and I didn't want to move her because she's an exceptional second baseman. I mean, she is phenomenal at second, and I didn't want to take an exceptional second baseman and make her into a good shortstop. But she played outstanding this weekend, and Hattie Shope had a good weekend at second base. So hopefully that'll solidify some of the problems that we've been dealing with on the road a little bit and playing on dirt and things like that. And hopefully they'll play that way on dirt next weekend and give our pitchers an opportunity to go out and truly get 3 outs an inning instead of having to try to get 5 and 6 outs an inning.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one, Coach. So, of course, a big congratulations, big 5 wins this weekend. It's going to be a great, fun weekend next weekend. We can't wait to watch y'all.
Spring break 2020.
Woohoo! That's right. Thank you, Coach. We'll take a short break and be right back. And we welcome you back here one more time as your Angelo State Rambelle sweep the series this weekend against St. Edwards. They head out on the road next weekend for spring break to play down in South Texas against Texas A&M International and Texas A&M Kingsville. You can find out more on that at angelosports.com, along with all your other needs, including the Ram baseball upcoming schedule and your Ram basketball team to see where they will be going as well in the South Central Regional. But that's going to wrap us up today from a very busy weekend. We were happy to have you joining us, and we can't wait to have y'all back again with us on behalf of our entire Ram TV production team, our cameraman, Dominique the Dom Henry, our big-time producer, the boss man, Russell Howard. This has been Vincent Salazar. Happy to have you with us, and can't wait to have y'all back again real soon.